Hey, hey, hey. Good morning, good morning, beautiful people of YouTube. It's your girl, Lucy Flea, coming to you live and in living color from home. So, first of all, to those of you who celebrate, happy Easter Sunday. I personally do not celebrate anymore because I'm more spiritual than religious, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. And to those of you who smoke the good stuff, happy 420 day. I know quite a few people that do indulge in marijuana, whether it be they smoke it, they consume it, whether it be infused wine, liquor, or drinks, or edibles. I'm more of an edible girl myself, and I have had infused liquor as well. So that's my vice of choice. Although I have been getting contact high since I was a baby. So hopefully you all are enjoying this last little bit of the weekend. If those of you who may have tomorrow off, then you're just enjoying the second day of a long weekend. Or if you're like me and you had Friday off, then it might be a 4-day weekend. So, but no matter what the situation is, I hope everybody is having a good weekend. Of course, to those of you who may have lost a loved one this past week, sending light and love and condolences to you and your families, as losing a loved one is never an easy thing to go through. To those of you who got married this past week, congratulations on your recent nuptials, and I wish you all a lifetime of love and happiness. And as you can probably hear in the background, I am currently watching Game Master TV on YouTube. They're having a 24/7 live stream of the Legend of Zelda game. So I've actually been watching it since yesterday afternoon, because I actually went in for a couple of hours to work as a volunteer and make some extra money as well. So right now they are going through The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. When I started watching it, they were doing The Legend of Zelda to the Adventures of Link from NES, and then it went to A Link to the Past for SNES, and then from there it went to Ocarina of Time, and now they're progressing to Majora's Mask. So for me, it's been basically background noise. And actually, The Legend of Zelda was watching me while I slept. um, but there is that. But before I forget, I am just doing my daily thing of liquid chlorophyll from Juna. So I just did almost a stopper full of this in some water. So let me go ahead and drink this. Of course, I have another one of these I need to clean, so I will do that here in a little bit. But chlorophyll is good for helping to detoxify and definitely, you know, be an internal deodorizer, so I've heard. So there is that. Um, but so for the most part, life has been pretty good. We are finally done with the case from the lawyers with regard to the accident we had last year right before Christmas. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So we just signed off on the paperwork, and we'll be getting the settlement here within the next couple of weeks. Then we can go. Then I can go ahead and make some moves. But as you can see, that a shelf that's right behind me that's got all the stuff on it, the ladder shelf, I actually got that from Lowe's. I'm actually planning to paint that. I have a couple of days off next month, so I'm going to use that time to definitely take care of some house projects. So that's going to be painted gray. I just have to pick out the gray, because I'm actually going to go to Lowe's and probably pick that up on Friday. And I'm actually going to do that this weekend. And I've got a couple of other shelves around here in my room that I'm also going to paint gray, because with that shelf, since I have my little witchy space and I usually burn sage, the bottom or the top of the bottom part has gone black, so I might as well go ahead and paint it gray and keep it moving. um, Definitely still doing some spring cleaning. Um, what else has been going on? Aside from work, still planning to do some projects around the house. Dad's taking care of the main things, which was the roof and the siding, and it looks absolutely great. What I plan to do is get little handrails for the outdoor steps on the front door. I will put those up. I have a ceiling fan that actually, let me see if y'all can, hold on. That ceiling fan right there, that actually stopped working several months ago. So that's one of the things I am going to replace. I have a little fan by my on my little standby right by my bed. That's gonna get replaced. I saw one of them on Amazon for like $40, and it doesn't have. It's one of those bladeless fans. It kind of puts you in the mind of a Dyson, but it's not a Dyson, obviously, because they're expensive as hell. But I hear they're really good. Another thing I got is a recipe book. So I actually got this off of Amazon. They had this in rose, which is like a pink, green, and I want to say they had it in like a brown, but I really like this color, and so I went with that. And like I said, it got delivered yesterday. So this is what it looks like on the inside, and it comes with page protectors. For those of us who all went to school, we all know how these go. Of course, some dividers, which is awesome. So I have just been collecting some recipes, because one of the things I want to do is get back into cooking, and definitely break out of my comfort zone with cooking. I know enough to cook, so I won't starve. But I definitely want to try different things. That way I can make different meals and have different recipes under my belt. One of the things I want to try doing is a risotto, because the last time I had a risotto, I want to say, was it a Lean Cuisine risotto? I forget, but it's been a minute since I had a good risotto, so I definitely want to try doing that. So since we have 4 slow cookers in the house, I definitely was looking for a lot of dishes that I can make in the slow cooker, because I will say this, I've had a slow cooker for over, actually 17 years, and my slow cooker is absolutely fabulous. And of course I got the three small slow cookers in one from Sam's years ago for $30. One of the best $30 I ever spent. So if you haven't invested in a slow cooker, I definitely recommend one. You know, you just put your ingredients in for whatever recipe you're making, and pretty much set it and forget it. One thing I will say is you definitely want to get one that's timed. The main slow cooker that we have, matter of fact, I think it's a crock pot slow cooker. That one is definitely timed. Now the 3-in-1 slow cooker, it does not have a timer on it from Sam's. Was it a Maker's Mark? Don't have me to start lying. But I digress. But the 3-in-1 slow cooker, it's got low, high, and warm. So if you do get one that doesn't have a timer, make sure you got something to time it. That way you don't burn your meal and you don't burn the house down. Because it is 2025 and we are not burning down our houses with slow cookers. Okay? So there is that. Another couple of things I plan to do is put my little travel cleaning kit together, because I do watch Operation Nikki here on YouTube, and I follow her on Instagram. And like I said before, she's definitely given me a lot of things to think about and consider, because as unfortunately as we all know, not everybody is as clean as you think they should be. So, but I'm not going to be as meticulous as cleaning as she is, and to each her own. And I'm definitely not knocking her for that, because that's her thing, and definitely no shade or anything like that to her. But certain things that she does while cleaning, you definitely have to consider, especially since we are post COVID, so to speak. So there is that. Um, Definitely have to stock up on some supplies, since I washed my hair yesterday and let it air dry, and it's poofy, which is why I have it in these two little puffs. I definitely have to stock up on shampoo and conditioner. Definitely just basic hygiene and cleaning supplies, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Another thing I plan to get is a little power station, so if we have like a power outage or something like that, at least we can power certain things around the house. And since I do use a CPAP machine, since I do have um, obstructive sleep apnea, that's one of the things I definitely want to get the power station for. So I'm actually gonna get two. I'm gonna get a small one for me to use mainly for that, and maybe a couple other things, and like another one that can be used for the household. That way, if something happens, we'll at least be able to power some stuff and go from there. Um, what else is going on? Of course, adding more music to my collection. One of the artists that I think my dad turned me on to is Afro Lo-Fi. So, and their music is absolutely perfect for if you're driving, if you're working, if you're just, you know, handling some business, or if you just want to relax with a glass of wine, you can do so. So, there is that. Took care of my baby girl Lily. Of course, she had another ear infection, but we went and got that situated. She got the heartworm test, and that came back negative for heartworms, and we definitely want to keep it that way. But I definitely do have to give her her medicine, because I actually forgot to give it to her yesterday. Um, what else is going on? Just catching up on sleep for the most part. Definitely gonna clean that third shelf, because actually what I'm gonna do is make that my little drink station. So initially I was planning to get a Keurig, but I decided I found another machine that's that can use certain pods, and one of the pods is Keurig, so I'm gonna get that. And one of the things I like about it over the Keurig is that it has a self-cleaning function. And one of the things it does say is that as long as you do it at least once every 2 to 3 months, then your machine will last a long time. But I'll definitely show that to you once I take care of that third shelf, and of course paint that latter shelf gray. So definitely still plan to do the bathroom. I did see what I'm deciding to do is, instead of going to two different places for my paints, I'm going to go to just Lowe's and get my paints. So I'm going to try and see if I can find a green that's comparable to the Viridian green that I saw from Walmart, since I got to go get some stuff from Lowe's anyway. But other than that, I actually am going to eat this banana. And actually, my favorite fruit is a banana. I just don't eat them that often, so. And trust me, if I could, I would eat a bunch of bananas a day. But, yeah, I like to eat them before they go bad. Um, I took down the little thing I had on my windows. My dad put this up here because when I moved out initially to go live with my husband in Georgia, he turned this room into his music room, and then when I moved back, it became my room once again. So he had a little thing covering up the windows. So I actually took that down, and now it's like my room is kind of new again. But I like being able to let in more light and things like that. So I found a rug and curtains that I'm going to get from Amazon because Amazon just has everything. Amazon is going to love me here in the next couple of weeks. Um, I'll still have to make some appointments with the doctor. Um, I got to get the car repair bill situation with the reimbursement straightened out. So I'll be doing that. Um, just trying to bring in a couple of more streams of income, especially with this economy. So there is that. But yeah. But on that note, beautiful people, I'm going to go ahead and get off here and finish eating this banana and go ahead and get back to watching The Legend of Zelda on Game Master TV here on YouTube. But once again, to those of you who do celebrate, happy Easter and happy 420. Definitely enjoy this weekend. And like I always say, you all have a good day. Have a good week. Don't let anybody get you down. Keep your vibrations and energies high. Continue to stay safe. Spread love. Give somebody a hug. If you got gorgeous weather, make sure you enjoy the sunshine and get out there. Definitely make sure you're protecting your peace, especially with all that's going on, in not just here in the United States, but just worldwide. So, yeah. But yeah, but I will definitely see you, beautiful people, sometime next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Maybe in the evening. I don't know. But you all have a good Sunday, and I will see you, beautiful people, later. Talk to y'all then. Bye, y'all.